This is a co-created space, and it's just a space of gratitude. So thank you for being here and supporting, holding this space together as we embark on this next phase, right? Just like that sunset I shared prior in an email, but this is an actual picture when I went to Door County of a sunset. And it was when a storm literally had just passed, and how even within the storm, we have the beautiful colors that come through, and that sun is always there, and that the water is always in its motion too. So it just, when I see these pictures and when I see the sun setting and rising, like just supporting through that and feeling that in the body. Even before our session this evening, I went outside and I just like was feeling the sun, right? And just like embodying what this means for us as a community. So just so you know the background of that picture too, all of these pictures actually were from the same moment, and how even in the same moment it changes over time. So let's start off with a gratitude note. And I don't think Ella's here. She might be able to come in a little bit, but she is very near and dear to me, and is actually the reason why I even began in educating mindfully. She connected with me, and I didn't even know about educating mindfully if it wasn't for her. So she had a gratitude note, and I would like to read this out loud just because it really sets our space for our time. That COSM is an absolutely great organization that inspires people and brings them together to promote mindfulness in schools and communities. From the time I participated in its first Educating Mindfully conference, through then participating in its workshops, presentations, and also local chapter activities, which her and I started our local chapter together. I had met with so much passion for creating a positive and lasting change within the school systems, inspiration for heart-to-heart connection, embodiment of kindness, and support for personal growth and well-being of educators as well as students. I feel so grateful to be a part of COSM. And I feel like all of you could connect to her share there, and the power of our organization. So just letting that be in our space here. For our time this evening, we will have our invitational practice that I'll guide. We'll honor our journey, and then there'll be some space for our gratitudes and reflections and shares, if you wish. And then a preview of the journey ahead and resources and reminders, and then we'll close together. So that's our path ahead. And as I always share, this is a safe space, as a shared group agreement, that if there's ever anything that you would like to make sure that we honor through this time, feel free to put in the chat, and we can have that as another sacred agreement as well. But just knowing that we're all coming here with our hearts open, the intention of gratitude and love and possibilities in all that we do. So as we move into our invitational practice, I invite you to just make your intentional change to come into this space. Maybe that is sitting back or sitting tall. Maybe that's looking around wherever you may be and just noticing where you are in this present moment. And begin to tune inward however that best feels for you. Maybe that's letting the eyes rest on this sunset and space within nature. Maybe there's something in your own space, or letting the eyes close. Just tuning inward to what is present here in this moment. Noticing the body, breath, emotions, and thoughts. And connecting maybe even with that ebb and flow of the water. Perhaps noticing even within the rhythm of the heart, it could be like the ripples of the waves. Knowing that there's always this movement. With the ripple of the heart, perhaps it even connects to that space of gratitude, of love. And with each breath, allowing that to ripple out from you into the world, into your communities, within and beyond schools, educators, leaders, students, society as a whole. Just taking any other moment here, setting an intention, breathing in that gratitude and love into the heart space, this dedication and honoring of this work and ripples that continue and refresh all anything that's needed in this moment. And just inviting, if the breath is safe and comfortable, we'll take 3 collective breaths just to connect as a community, exhaling everything from the lungs if you wish, taking that breath in and exhale out. 1, breathing in, rippling out. 2, 1 more breath in and rippling out. 3, just letting the breath come back to its regular rhythm, its own ebb and flow. And whenever you're ready, begin to just come back to the space, feeling the body making its way back with a smile and opening up the eyes if they were closed. And gratitude for our shared space this evening. And you'll notice there'll be a couple of quotes here. Matt is with us this evening. Matt, this is from you. This, yes. From especially from those different opportunities when people were able to share over the years. So this was from the great nonprofit site, from several of you who were able to share just your heart. And I just wanted to highlight some of the things that Matt had shared, especially that the leadership was so supportive, that the library of resources was so extensive and primed specifically towards schools, that he became a board member and served a 4-year term. And each time blown away by the level of commitment to teachers and students in our public schools, and that it's amazing that we can now actually not just recommend that all teachers should have automatic membership. With this change, it will automatically now be possible. So I felt that this was important to name, that we can manifest these different shifts in different ways, and now accessibility is for all. And this really is an advocacy step that we get to take collectively. So thank you, Matt, for sharing. And we wanted to take a little bit of time here too to just honor parts of our story. And we would not even be here today if it wasn't for Tracy. And so first, Tracy, thank you for creating and having the vision for all the years that this has been an organization since 2018. And if you haven't had a chance yet to read our story, we do have a new story page on our website as of this year that outlines really our path. And since our sunset phases have been happening, we've been refining it further. So if you go onto that page, you'll see our timeline. You'll see the leaders over time. You'll see our founding story. And Tracy, I think I'm just going to pause here and see if there's anything you'd like to share as founder, and just that inspiration behind why we're even here.
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay. I don't have too much to share. It's just so much deep appreciation. And I feel like this 8 years that we've been in existence, it just feels right that this is the right time. And as I was saying 8 years, I happen to look at our logo and I'm seeing 8 chairs around a round table with a rug underneath. I was very intentional when I designed our logo and I'm like, oh my goodness, 8 years, 8 chairs, that eight flowered lotus. So I intentional that this logo honored the roots of mindfulness in Buddhism with the eight-spoke Dharma wheel and Hinduism with the heart chakra, lotus flower, and then chakras as well, orange representing our co-creative nature and just that vitally important emotional regulation that we were helping support in educators, as well as the blue representing the voices, stories, and truths shared by educators. Um, on this page, we did a little growth story for everybody to see of things that we're proud of from starting with those local chapters and how we transitioned from conferences to our membership so we could do learning year round. I just, and then again, I don't think we would have been complete and felt as wonderful extending our these wonderful resources to everybody for free if we hadn't recently added the LearnCast series and the framework and the really expanded on the Voices blog to link in with the framework. I don't know. I just, when I was updating the website to make everything free, I just kept going into tears because I'm like, there is so much. Hun I think 300 videos on YouTube we have now that we're sharing. And just on this page, I'll scroll through our awesome presidents who I don't, I feel like I must have just done something right that I manifested these three wonderful people to lead us, and I learned so much from each of them in different ways. And so just thinking of my own personal growth, it's just so appreciative and thankful that I was brave enough to get out of my, think outside the box, be outside the box, be courageous. And because of that, my life was forever changed by these individuals. And then we wanted to, of course, for sure, all the other lists, everybody else who was a board member and who made who we are. This I feel is who we are, what each of these wonderful individuals contributed and just who they are. What is it that you say, Lindsay? Thank you for who you are and who you be, or so I don't know. I have Lindsay and Toby's. I have like just their who they are resonates inside me all the time. And so I'm grateful for that. We did a little timeline here, just, for anyone who wanted to see it in non-paragraph written form. And then at the end, we have some gratitude notes. So yeah, I guess I shared more than I thought I was, but just my heart is full tonight, and it's so great to see everyone who was able to make it. So thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you for sharing too. And yeah, we felt it's really important to just honor our story too, and whatever path unfolds, to know where we've been, where we are, and where we're going, because this is just a completion of a part, but there's so much more ahead. And now we're looking forward to this work being accessible to guide future practice and for there to be no barriers for people to access that. So another walk down memory lane, and hopefully the sound will be okay. And if it's not, we will send this out. It is on our YouTube channel, but This was a compilation from which conference? Was it 2019, Tracy? Do you remember?
It was our very first inaugural conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved that. So Lindsay took a picture and posted it when we decided to sunset of the sunset. And it just so happens that this video starts with the sunrise right before the first day of our first conference. So when I saw that, I was like, it's just the visual of that I thought was, very beautiful. It's 7 minutes long. Has everybody seen this already, or would you be up for? Okay, we'll go for it. It's get ready to get your tissues ready.
In honor and support of that work and the conference, let's take a collective breath in and collective breath out. Just gratitude for all the conferences, all the leaders, all the participants, live, online, all of those different layers that we've had over time. Just that video itself just really captured the heart. So when Tracy shared it or reshared it with me, we wanted to share it with all of you, and we'll definitely make sure that's included in our follow-up email. So you have it too if you wanted to review and just go back and feel that in the body. And Mimi, she's not here this evening. Mimi, this is from her. I'm highlighting here that she shared that I have made some wonderful connections with some amazing people through COSM. It was affirming and inspiring to learn and grow with so many like-minded people. And that was a message we'd hear a lot, is just having a like-minded community together, growing together. And so just, again, honoring that message here. That Tracy already shared, so we can just quickly share again. But gratitude to Matt Dwar, Toby Scruggs, who's here this evening, and myself for leadership since the beginning, and just taking this organization to new levels. So gratitude for all the leadership over the years in these roles, and gratitude to the board this year who had to have these conversations, and just want to give gratitude on the next slide to the board members from at any point during this year. So Dina, yes, you are also included there as well, in all of these amazing people, and several of you who are here who are past board members, and the work that we've done over the years. So just gratitude to everybody on this journey that we've been on together. And as Tracy shared, everybody is listed on our website, in gratitude for your leadership over the years. And we wanted to also give special gratitude to those who've been on the operational team. So when I began my term, it was something that Tracy and I had shared, that we really want to build capacity. We want to build leadership skills. And so we were able to develop an operational team. So gratitude for those who are on that or heavily volunteered their time. I know Gabrielle just left, but Denise, Shira, Dee DeBose, Gabrielle Playstrick, Milani Senna, and Dina Evans, and Thea Davis, and Carrie Rohrbach. So just really, really grateful for everybody who's been on the teams and supporting along the years, always behind the scenes. It's just, we can't do this without you. So just really grateful for your support. This is a gratitude note from Dee. And I wanted to highlight here that the mission of the organization is to provide the field of social and emotional leaders and supporters with the platform, resources, and skills to engage in transformative space for educator sector. In other words, COSM gives the necessary space for schools to become spaces of love, joy, and harmonious spaces to provide both educators and students with necessary skills to become radical change using our K-12 schools. And together with all the things that we've been creating, we really have been disrupting and dismantling different habits of oppression for marginalized students in schools to develop positive social, emotional, and mindfulness in schools. So honoring all of the work that we've been able to do and the lenses that we've been able to do that through. Honoring also that we've been small but mighty, and with that we have been able to receive that great nonprofit recognition. And for several years, this was this most recent one, as well as being a transparent platinum level for our candid really it's like an honor to be that, because not every organization can have that level of transparency. And that goes back to gratitude with Tracy and all of what she's been able to document over the years to really allow us to be fully visible. We have always been with integrity as a nonprofit and an organization, and that is really honorable in this work that we do in a nonprofit sector. Thank you, Matt. I see you in the chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Something else that we really wanted to give gratitude for as well is this framework. And we really are setting an intention that this can be widely used to guide our practice, knowing that when we are actually educating mindfully, this is who we are and what we do. We are an evolving ecosystem. And this is an ecosystem built with watercolor. So it already has that ebb and flow with it. It doesn't have the flowers in it because we become the flowers and we get to create what that looks like. And no matter the storm, everything still grows. And I think that's really important for us to keep into our minds and our hearts as we move into this transitional time too, because our ecosystems, they are resilient and they just look a little different over time and they grow in different capacities. And special gratitude for the creators of the framework with myself and Carrie Rohrbach. I want to give Carrie a special shout out because she's going to be going through continued revising of our manuscript that we have been drafting together. And then Kaylin Fullerton, who has been a part of the co-writing process. And then as well as gratitude to that 23-24 board, as they were the ones who were providing a lot of the feedback along the way as we were developing this, and it continues to be evolving, right? It is an ecosystem. Also for the micro-credential instructors. So within our micro-credential program, Kari Bay and Athea Davis, Dr. Matt Dwar, myself, Gina Harris, and Toby Scruggs, again, just the work and the heart that had gone into that program. Now this is accessible for all. So although it is not a micro-credential program and there's not credit as of at the end of our sunset, moving forward, all of those videos, all of the instructors said it was okay for that content to live for free for anybody to embark on those next phases in their own growth journey. And definitely gratitude to Tracy and Matt Weld for their dedication in editing the videos, compiling that, like really behind the scenes with the logistics for even creating that program and bringing it all together. So gratitude to them as that team. Thanks, Anne. Another gratitude note. This is from Kaylin, one of the co-authors, highlighting here that the advocacy and education work that COSM does within the micro and macro community is just wonderful. This is a group of people who are passionate and dedicated to children and their teachers. They work with dignity, compassion, and are constantly striving to collaborate with other groups doing good work. Again, it's just all these amazing notes of gratitude over the years. It really is incredible, and it's hard to guide in this moment to really capture from the heart space the magnitude that educating mindfully has had in the field of education and beyond. And so that really guides us to this moment because all of you are here. And we wanted to create a space if you wanted to share anything, and also creating that moment for closure for us as a community too. So this will really be an open space if anyone wanted to share anything. And I would ask that after a share that we would collectively would say in honor and support of that share, we'll take that breath in and that breath out. That way, it just continues to hold that space for our circle and then also create space for any other shares that are there. And if no one would like to share, that's also okay too. We will still have our collective breath holding into the space as well. But this will just be open. I'm going to go on mute and just you can unmute if you feel called, or we'll hold sacred space for a little bit of time here. And you can also write in the chat and we can speak that out loud as well. Thank you.
I will begin. I just continue to be in awe of what Tracy visioned and birthed. And it makes my heart full because I feel like parents should run our system. Parents should run the education system. And for Tracy to take on the magnitude of creating something that she did from a parent lens in so many ways and really cultivate a national and at times international group of educators to carry the vision through and to see its success in all its iterations. While you were taking us down memory lane, Lindsay, just looking back at the different videos and the programs and the books. I mean, there are like well-funded, established, well, we were established, very well-funded organizations that haven't offered such a canon to the body of work of mindfulness in schools for what educating mindfully has done. And so I really think that is not to be taken lightly. Um, it speaks to the spirit of what Kathy was naming earlier about what the power of community can do when people come together and give tirelessly and just share their own unique gifts and talents and, get in how we can fit in. And the amount of grace shown by this group for when other people, me, would fall short or just whatever the case would happen, it was like there was always a team there. There was always people to be in support, to keep cheering you on. And it was not a community rooted in criticism or competition, and just really folks coming together and wanting to see mindfulness heal the world and really begin in our schools. And, people coming from inside the system like Matt and just really holding up the organization in ways that help to offer legitimacy. There's just so much power that came from this small but mighty group. And it's not a small but mighty organization. It's actually quite a good size organization. And trusting in divine order and divine timing that everything runs its course, right? And becomes what it is supposed to be. So I am not at all going to be surprised if in anywhere from 8 to 24 months, all of a sudden, someone amazing has found Trump, gone and found this website and thinks it's like the best thing since sliced bread, because it is. And all of these resources come back around again for folks in some really powerful ways. So I'm just honored to have been a part of the journey and a part of the vision. And it just feels lovely to have been a part of something this monumental. So thank you for allowing me to contribute in ways that I thought mattered.
In honor and support of the share, we take a collective breath in and collective breath out. Thank you for sharing, Toby. I'm going to speak out loud from the chat, and then Dina, if at any time you feel inspired and okay to just, I understand. Like this is a really interesting moment too for myself of just being with the emotions right now and guiding this space. So I appreciate all of you for holding this space too. So Dina, I will speak this into the space. She shares that I want to speak, yet so very emotional, but know that my gratitude for the presence, evolution, processes I learned and was afforded presence with what has been incredible and the most passionate community, a community of working together for the greater good of our interbeing. In honor and support of the share, we take a breath in and breath out. Thank you for sharing, Dina.
I just want to share Tracy. Oh my God. It's like looking at, and Toby, looking at all these videos just brought me back to how much time we have spent together. Even when we haven't been together, it's like, oh my gosh, the beginning. And I just remember being, I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, and, have been doing this work since 2005 when I was a social worker in Minneapolis. And, just saying, wait, trauma's in our body. We can't be just educating this chin up. And just kind of forging ahead and connecting with Jim and Linnea from Yoga Calm. And then when we connected with Tracy and just knowing that all these people around the country were doing this, it was like this collective wisdom. All these things were happening, but to be able to find each other, which they said a lot in the video, it was just like to be in this community where other people are thinking this way and are so passionate. And Tracy, your hard work and your heart and soul, like I hope you can really just take it in. Like that sparked all of us getting together. And it is a gift and it will continue. Like Toby said, there's another evolution coming. And I just want to honor those beginnings and writing that book together and being a part of that. It was just such an honor to not only not feel alone, but to be so inspired by people that really want to create this better world and revolution. I was always saying, I just want to revolutionize education, and that's what I'm coming to hear. And then to be with so many other people, they're like, yes, yes. And now more than ever. So I'm just deep gratitude and deep honor for all the experiences that supported me and our community. Pretty incredible.
In honor and support of the share, we take a collective breath in and a collective breath out. Thank you for sharing, Kathy.
I'd really like to speak to the catalyst that I felt that Tracy was from the get-go, from the very beginning. In the early stages, I had just co-authored a book on mindfulness, and just like you were talking about, Kathy sort of felt like a voice in the wilderness. There were just, I didn't have community, and I was so eager for community. And I remember reading this. I'm going to cry too. I remember reading this post that Tracy put out there, like, is anybody out there? Do you want? And I called her I was driving in my car. I know exactly where I was. I know what happened. And I pulled over to the side of the road. She took my call and we talked for an hour and a half. I mean, this is the passion, the commitment, the dedication, the ability to be able to say, I'm here, I'm present, and you're important. And it was just like, really, I just sign me up. What do I do? How can I, and I think that each of us, what's important to remember now coming through this time of, and I think many of us feel like it's a pretty dark time, and yet we all are points of light, and we continue to hold the light, and we're going to be beacons, and we're going to shine brighter because of this work, and we're going to have more tools at our disposal. And so I leave this just so honored to be here, really honored to be in the presence of each and every one of you. And I know that what we leave with are the kinds of things that, that we try to emulate and that we try to share with our kids: optimism and hope and kindness and authenticity and all of these things that people are talking about tonight. And it's just like I hold it in my heart so dear. And I've been away, but somebody, I can't remember who else said it, but it's been, maybe you did, Kathy, it's just been like the time has been nothing. I mean, it's like you just pick up where you left off. And I think we all know that we're all here for each other. And so that if people needed something, they would know where to go. And the resources are going to be invaluable. Community as we go forward, not just as a nation, but as just as a world, is going to continue to be really the most important asset that we have. And knowing how to build community and being able to experience it so deeply is just a precious gift. So gratitude to each and every one of you, especially to you, Tracy, and to your family. Your family has supported you, and your family was there, and your family was just walked alongside you. And, again, what a gift to all of us. Thank you.
In honor and support of the share, we take a collective breath in and collective breath out. Thank you for sharing, Michelle. And welcome, Fran.
I just want to say a few little nuggets about Michelle and how many of you may not know she was one of our first board members. And again, one of the first people who called me that I felt, like, signs that you're on the right path. When someone calls and is in tears when they see your website, which is not an uncommon thing. Like when passionate mindful educators find the website and realize that they're not alone and that, it has brought many to tears. But I knew nothing. If I knew what I was getting into, I probably would not have gotten into it. Like running a nonprofit, like I didn't have experience in anything that we did. I kept on the early days at the board meetings, I'm like, "Oh, we can't go wrong. We're making it up as we go. We're just taking inspired action, like don't want anybody to get stressed out, but board meetings would stress me out. I do, and thanks to Michelle, she had been on many board of directors, so she knew all about the Robert rules of all that stuff that I, did not enjoy following. But I always felt confident knowing she was there and keeping us in check. And her lovely husband, who at the conferences would lead in the morning, correct me, like the 4 directions, and just a really intentional way to start the conferences that brought extra meaning in it. And her poor husband, I mean, running the conferences was so stressful for me. I think it took years off my life. I kept it together almost all the time, but often I would go into like an empty room and like cry and like, have a little, and I kept going into empty rooms crying, and her husband, for some reason, kept walking in on me, like, and it kind of got a little comical. It was just like, that I felt like he was a little bit my rock during some of the anxious times I was having, putting on conferences. Anyway, I like to go big or go home, and then I get myself in trouble. But hey, it often works out wonderfully, like it did with this organization. So so much to be thankful for, and for everyone here has similar experiences that. And just really quickly, a few people have said, I just, for 4 years, I lived and breathed this organization, and I want just to kind of for balance, Lindsay then took it over for the next 4 years and lived and breathed it just as much as I did. Like, I mean, we're together forever because of, linked forever because of that. And so I just can't express enough gratitude that I found someone who was just as passionate for the mission as I was. So thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you. In honor and support of the share, we'll take a breath in and collective breath out. Any other shares for the group? Well, I just want to thank everybody who is here, who's in here within their spirit and will watch this, or you just all know my love. you know, the passion and love and connection and dedication that educating mindfully has brought into the world, into my life. Like, I will forever be grateful for, see, Dana, here it comes, for for educating mindfully. Yeah, I don't know if it'll come out. Grateful for Tracy for seeing the leader in me that I didn't know who I was yet. I'm grateful for all of you who have been on my board with me as a leader, and help me grow and see and believe in the vision, and even my insane ideas that you help me to bring to life, from the framework and ideas and I all the things, and also supporting. Like, it's amazing that I say insane with love, right? Because we have to have this level of believing in things that we can't yet see. And it was interesting that before our call, I was connecting with my card deck, that is with animal energy, and the giraffe came out, and it was about being a visionary. And I recently had a conversation with another mindful organization that also had recently sunset. Um, Several have been. This is unfortunately not unusual right now, but it's just a rebirthing time. But this visionary aspect I want to name, because I think that's where a lot of us are at. Because it's hard to be in those spaces when you can see what the world needs, you can see what is possible, and we might even be living that, but it's letting the collective live that alongside us. And it's hard being in that visionary space when yet the systems may not yet be supporting there. But we can cultivate the environment, the ecosystem. That's why that framework is so beautiful, because that's what we're doing. We're cultivating the ecosystem, we're cultivating these moments, and it's allowing the environment to be. So when things are ready, we've planted seeds, we're allowing it to grow, and it is growing and will continue to grow. And that ripple effect will continue to last and continue to nurture the roots. And it's just amazing to be in this space of gratitude and potential, and the support and our partners, our supporters, our board members. We've all done this as a team. And within our mission as an organization, it all stemmed from embodiment. All of us come through in that lens of embodiment. We are educating mindfully, and we will continue to be educating mindfully, because that is who we are and it is what we do. So thank you for letting me be in this space of leadership in these times, and supporting and trusting the decisions that we're making as a community together, mindfully and with intention. So in honor and support of the share, We'll take a breath in and a breath out. Yes, thank you for the chat. Matt says, it's an honor to have been a part of this amazing group of humans. Educating mindfully's mission is so important that it won't fade away. Humanity needs us. Yes, kids need us. Yes, we'll be back. Yes. And we haven't gone. We are here, we are present. And that's the importance of that mountain of presence that we have. We just continue forward and we're going to climb that mountain. And interestingly, in another book that I have I'm reading today is Respect the Mountain. That was the message today. And in our framework, that is presence. And that is our mountain. We are the mountain in what we have. So grateful. Kathy, thank you both for leading us and the passion you bring to the world. Keep on shining. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Anne. Yes, yes. And really, we have Kathy, actually, this is your quote here, highlighting from her that the relationships, connection, forward thinking, and shared belief in a world that slows down enough to truly see one another and place humanity at the center have been such a gift. May your team know and our community know the profound difference that we have made in the lives of so many educators. This work will continue to live on. And I mean, that is probably a good note to really pause on, but just know we were compiling these notes of gratitudes from our partners, our board members, everybody who wanted to share those notes with us. We have them on our website as well. But I do want to respect our time that we have together as well. And Tracy did already share the website, but just so that you are all aware, and for the recording, as we've shared, all of our resources are available. They are available on the website and they are available on YouTube. We have compiled the videos in an organized way, so you'll find different playlists of them, so you can find what you need in an easy way, especially if you use those resources to build capacity in any of the roles that you serve in, especially the micro-credential. And we will be adding the LearnCast. So although the LearnCast won't be on a podcast hosting site moving forward, we will be downloading those resources onto our YouTube channel, and you will be able to find those there because the LearnCast really helped to integrate the framework and the practices as our organization guides. And moving forward also, now Tracy's not going to be really actively using the email, but it is there if you do need to contact as an organization. It's back to the original email of educatingmindfully@gmail.com. So the other emails we will be fading out. And if you do wish to continue to connect with myself, that will feel free to email me now. But afterward, you can find me through the butterflywithin.me if you wanted to continue to connect. So for our group, is there anything else for us to feel complete? And if we're feeling complete, I'll guide us in one more practice just to seal in our opportunities here together and our intention here together. So I did bring our banner. And, you know, even with our sunsets, what I'm going to do is I'm going to intentionally fold this, but with educating mindfully outward, because I do have this in a special spot. But I'm going to fold this so that it seals in all of our intention, all of our work, and what we continue to do. And what I also have is this year, we were inviting people to have a intention rock to symbolize that presence, the mountain in our framework. And so this I'm placing on top of the banner that we have to hold us in that presence and hold us in the work that we do as educating mindfully as we move into our closing practice. So, and wherever you may be, maybe it's sitting back, sitting tall, coming back into the space, maybe allowing the hands to connect with the heart, because this is heart-led work. Tuning back into the moment, just feeling the gratitudes that have been shared and will continue to be shared. Feeling the ripple of the heart, feeling your own presence as the mountain, and the ripple that's connected to you, like our framework from ourselves, staff, students, and society. Just sealing in all the amazing work. Not just work, this is vision, this is mission, this is impact in the world, and just sealing in what has been. And with that heartbeat, letting it continue to ripple out for what is to come. And honoring that all of this is possible through our presence and through our love. This time we will take 4 breaths, 1 for each ripple. If you wish to join in that breathing, exhaling through and out the lungs, taking a breath in for ourselves, exhaling out to ripple, inhaling for our staff and adults that support children. Exhale. Inhaling for our students, all their hearts. Exhaling out. And then inhaling for society as a whole, and humanity as a whole. And exhaling out that ripple. Letting all the ripples continue to move into the ocean of becoming mindful global citizens in the world. Taking any other moment here, sealing it in, and with smile and gratitude, coming back into the space. Thank you all for joining this evening and the work that you do. Thank you all for being you. And yes, much love. And I will pause the recording and I will be last to leave. Bye for now.